Welcome to another episode of Educating Homebuyers, the podcast. I'm your host, Brady Haye, and my mortgage team has over 9 years of mortgage experience here in Des Moines, Iowa. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading, investing, or simply just curious about the market, this show is all about helping you and future homebuyers feel informed, educated, and comfortable as you take your next step. Each week, I sit down with real estate professionals, past clients, and local experts to unpack real stories, real advice, and what you actually need to know when buying a home today. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Today's guest is somebody who truly lives and breathes Central Iowa real estate. He and his team have lived in the area for over 30 years. They've helped nearly 400 families buy or sell since 2018, with over $100 million in total sales. Known for their client-first mentality and collaborative approach, they've earned Titan Club Awards, Circle of Excellence, and recognition as a top 100 real estate agent in the Des Moines market. David Rodriguez, I'm super pumped to have you on Educating Homebuyers today.
Thanks, man. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me, man.
No doubt,
Appreciate
brother.
it.
It was a no-brainer when getting going, with this season 2, I guess you can call it, that you needed to be one of the first guests. I love the content you share. I love the value you pour into your clients. And yeah, it was a no-brainer to have you on. So
likewise, my man. I mean, that's why I believe that we stay connected and we're always kind of feeding off each other, just because I see how you operate and just naturally we, that type of person, connects with myself as well. So
no doubt. At the end of the day, we just want to be resources, right? For anybody that's following us along,
100%.
We just want to pour into people.
100%. That's what it's about. Relationships, providing value to every client.
No doubt.
Sure.
Well, I'd love to just kind of dive in and start off, I guess. Just tell the people, who are you? How did you get into real estate?
Yeah.
What's kind of your elevator pitch, I guess?
For sure, man. David Rodriguez. Yeah, man. Got into who am I first? I would say husband, father, family man, then entrepreneur all around.
Yeah.
Contact sport. I love it, man. I eat, breathe, and live it. Everything, man. So how I got into real estate, I would say that it's kind of funny. It's off a YouTube video, actually. Yeah. I watched a YouTube video, I want to say when I was about 20, 21 years old, right?
Okay.
And I saw in that video that someone was saying something about buying a property and then being able to rent it out. And then whatever that payment was, the difference from whatever you were getting for rent to that payment was the cash flow, right?
Yeah.
And that blew my mind. I didn't even know that was something that was happening in this world, right? So
this was how long ago?
I was like 20 years old, 21. Okay. So about 21, 22 years old.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 35 in July. So
15-ish years ago.
Yeah, about 15-ish years. So once I saw that video, man, it was an explosion in my brain, man. Okay. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, why hasn't anyone told me about this, right?
Yeah.
Parents are from Mexico. My grandpa, when we'd go back to the hometown, he'd take us through the town and say, hey, that lot right there is ours. We own some of this farmland. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I don't know what that means, but cool, right?
Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay, my roots are kind of in that. Same with my parents, right?
Yeah.
They've owned stuff and properties in Mexico and here, right?
Okay.
So I guess it's been in my roots, but no one ever brought it to my attention, right?
Yeah.
But then I watched that video and I was like, dang. And I showed my parents and they're like, yeah, you can do that, but it's a little risky. I'm like, what? Like, you guys, and then
what's the risk?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So then that leads me to my next thing. I want to say 6 months to a year from that, watching that video, I bought my first property in Ankeny.
Okay.
Bought that little condo for $75,000. Year to date right now, I think I saw the last sale for $170,000.
That same condo.
I still have it.
So you still own it?
I still own it. Yeah.
So it's just a similar property has sold for that value.
Yeah,
so
similar.
You've gained in, you said roughly 15 years.
About 14
years.
Yeah.
You've gained $100,000 in wealth.
Yeah.
Just because of a little $75,000 condo you chose to buy.
Exactly.
13 years ago.
Because everyone was telling me it was risky.
Yeah.
Hey, it's risky. Hey, be careful. I'm like,
so over those 13 years, how many tenants have you gone through? What's that kind of process look like of being a landlord, I guess?
Yeah. I've only gone over two tenants, actually. So
13 years, you've only had 2 people live in that same place.
2 people, man. Yeah. So it's been pretty
people
low
you
key.
know, or
people I know.
Okay.
So I'm pretty hands off. I keep their rent pretty reasonable, and I think that's why I'm able to keep them there
long-term.
and they're happy and
no doubt.
I'm happy, obviously.
Yeah. Love it. So you saw a YouTube video and you said, I want to make some money doing this.
Yeah.
So then at what point, because you became an investor essentially right away.
Yeah. And
did you buy that condo before you bought your own, a place for your own self to live in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And at that time, they were only asking me for like 15% down.
Sure.
So do the math right on.
Things have changed a little bit here and there, obviously. But
I mean, I could have house hacked it, right?
Yeah.
But what I did is actually I lived with my parents till I was 27, man.
Sure.
So I stacked up money, and I was just investing in real estate, investing, saving, working at my parents' business since I was about 5-6 years old, and then. You know, that was it. You know, in our culture, it's normal to live with your parents, I guess, a little longer, and that's what I was doing. I was living with my parents and obviously my wife, and then we had our son, and I was just buying rental properties and working at their business until then, going into why I became an agent, maybe, right?
And that's what I was going to have you touch on is like, obviously you fell in love with the concept of owning.
Correct.
Right? Which I think is a huge value add for everybody that's listening. But at what point did that transition say, okay, I've learned a ton buying and selling real estate myself.
Yeah.
When did that light bulb go off in your head? It's like, maybe I should kind of help other people achieve this too.
Yeah. So that light bulb, I think, went off when we had our son. I knew I was basically running my parents' business, right? I was like the GM without giving the title, right? I was hiring.
Probably.
Yeah, exactly. Hiring, firing, training, doing everything, right? And I loved it, right? Because I love people, right? And I love serving, right?
Yeah.
Like I have like a serving mentality, man. That's just what I do, right? Still do it, right?
Yeah.
And so basically from there, I felt like I was capped, right? I was maxed out. I'm like, well, what's next? I know I can do more. I know I have more in me, and I just had my son. I want more, right? Like my parents did this. This is their dream, right?
Yeah.
But I want to do my own path, you know?
No doubt.
So then I got on Google and I just basically saw like, how much does a real estate agent make, right?
Yeah.
I had no clue even how much my real estate, because I didn't care. Like that agent provided value, everything. I didn't care, right? But at the time I was like, well, I love this. So like, I love investing and I love the process. Like, how can I maybe get into this? But what does that even look like, right? I didn't even know the money that I didn't care, right? I was caring about the investing
still doesn't.
part. Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to assume, but I can guess that still doesn't
100%.
matter.
100%. I mean, always, you always do the right thing. The money follows. That's
you got to provide still. So it's still
the value. Yeah. So basically from there, I got online. I did everything online myself. I took the courses, and in like 3 months, it took me a little bit longer because I was working probably 75, 85 hours a week at the restaurant. So, I had to ask my parents for permission to do the weekend classes and all that fun stuff. But I'll be going on year 7. This is my start of year 7, April, this past April. And here we are today, man. I got my license, obviously trials, tribulations, growing pains, everything. But
you're more than just a realtor now. You're a team leader.
Yeah.
You're a broker.
Yeah.
So you've got some agents that are looking up to you.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of sparked in the last 7 years from like, hey, I'm an investor.
Yeah.
I want to get my real estate license and help people buy and sell real estate. To now you're a true leader of how many agents are you overseeing now, or mentoring?
And grateful, man, for it. Honestly, grateful for the opportunity, because never in my wildest dreams did I think, there's way more to achieve, right? But like, I'm so grateful for like where I'm at now, right? And to be able to be in this position to help all these clients and agents now. We have about 67 agents at our Uptown Ankeny office that we opened in 2023, September.
Okay.
And about another 7 or 8 agents in our Marshalltown location that we opened in September of 24. Yeah. So obviously staying dialed in there.
I think that's a testament to how you've built yourself, right, in the last 7 years. And I can speak personally just from the way you're perceived, but like you're somebody who people want to surround themselves with, right? Yeah. And they want to learn from you, and they want to be mentored by you, and I know that you're not probably hands-on with every one of your agents on a daily basis, but still I would say your people look up to you, you know? And I think that's a true testament to who you are and the way you've built your
like
your
I said, man, I have a serving mentality. Like, that's just what it is. I was a server for years, right? And I served the local people, right? I was carrying out chips and salsa to them, right? And they trusted me, right? So then when I made this transition, I think people wanted to test me out and see where, hey, is he going to do it? Is he not, right? Because I did go part-time at the beginning, right? Sure. And they saw that, this guy's, he's putting in work, right? So then they trusted me, and now I'm serving my clients, and I'm serving my agents now and providing knowledge to them. And
fantastic.
The ones who want help, the ones who want a little mentorship, I'm there for them. But then, you got your veterans who are like, hey,
they just kind of want to do their thing.
Let me do my thing. Just be there when I need you. And that's all good
totally
too.
Cool with that too.
100%.
It's whatever they need is you're here to provide that.
Exactly.
So,
so
you made this transition to being a proper licensed real estate agent 7 years ago.
Yeah.
At that time, how many units did you own? Because that was, I mean, you were about halfway in, right? You're 7 years into owning.
Yep. So I had like 7 or 8 units at that point. Yep.
And that was when you kind of made that transition.
Correct.
It's like, I want to start pouring into these people. So then, okay, so from day one, and I kind of know the answer to this, but 7 years ago, you say, all right, I'm going to be a real estate agent. How did you get your start in, like, what was your process like for, you know, growing that side of things and finding home buyers and home sellers that you could represent?
Yeah. Ask again. Sorry. Lost you there.
No worries. So when you first got your license, right? And you got a licensed real estate agent, one of the hardest things to overcome is like finding people that you can help. What did that look like for you? And how did you grow that? And what did you stay true to there?
Yeah. So just relationships, right? So like the relationships that I had at my parents' business, I was able to, I had good standing relationships with all those folks, obviously. And those were some of my first clients, right? Some wanted to see how I was going to do, test the water. Hey, well, we might use you. Let's see how you do, right? And then others were like, no, I'm going to use you. I don't care if you're working here. I see what you do here, right? Like I see your work ethic. I see how hard you work. And they gave me a shot, man. And I didn't let them down, you know? So luckily I was able to, I guess, create a database, right? At my parents' business, right? And then I was able to work that. I was able to work that database, right? So I was blessed with that to be able to be in front of so many people, right? And not be shy about.
And the way you earned those referrals is by executing for those people.
Correct.
And I think that's what, like, anytime that I'm always perceived or like any of my friends see my content or whatever it is, like I always want people to know is like, I don't just want to be the guy that's known for begging for business, right? I want to earn it. I want to prove like, hey, I kind of know what I'm doing. I want to be a value add to the people that I'm interacting with and be able to pour into these opportunities so that it's a no-brainer that when you hear somebody that's going to buy real estate or need a mortgage for a refinance or whatever it is, first person top of mind is Brady Haye.
100%.
And I think that's the same thing that you kind of built with your database, and it just kind of is expanded from there.
Yeah.
So
that's really how that kind of started going, and then just keep building off that database now and keep building off it, keep getting referrals,
staying
obviously.
In touch and
staying in
touch.
What
an organic way to do it, right? Like, you've got that trust already, you know?
It's just staying top of mind with them, making sure we're providing value along the way and touching base with all our past and current clients on a day-to-day basis.
Right. Which I think one of the biggest ways you do that, and I think you're open about this, is your social media content is unreal. I mean, it's top notch. And you're always staying on that, and you're keeping people up to date. And I always joke every time anytime a David Rodriguez story is posted to Instagram, I don't have enough time to look at it because there's so many different slides.
Exactly, man. I mean, it's something that I just kind of started and I was consistent with, and I'm like, man.
Here's the thing I'll tell you though, is anytime I open Instagram, you got stuff up there, you know, and it's all valuable stuff. It's not like it's just BS that you're posting, you know, it's some quality stuff. And frankly, it's a value add for anybody you're representing, right? Because it's a combination, I would say, of like, hey, here's things that I've learned. And also here's some opportunities that I'm representing, right? Whether it's a new listing or whatever it is. So you're kind of double dipping there in what you're sharing. And I would say that's probably one of your biggest selling points to anybody you represent is like, A, you've got a great, incredible network. And B, like you're going to do a really, really good job of creating a marketing campaign for whether it's a listing or a buyer for that matter. Like you're going to have a well plugged in opportunity.
It's cool to see, man, like the power of obviously social media marketing and everything there, because I think I looked at my Instagram yesterday and it said like I had reached in the last 30 days like 45,000 people. I'm like,
that's massive.
That's pretty crazy.
Bigger than you'd ever really think, you know?
Well, I don't have that big of a following. I have like maybe close to 3,000 followers on Instagram, right? But that's where I'm most active. But like there's people just watching, sharing.
Even if they're not following along.
Even if they're not following, I might pop up somewhere and catch an algorithm. And that's why it's good maybe to work with me, 100%. Right? It's because I'm putting your home out there for sale.
And I think that's a valuable piece for people to pick up, you know? And frankly, if we're not doing that for our clients and creating content, and cause like, I think about it all the time. I always like to keep in my mindset when I'm looking at growing my business, I always like to keep a mindset of like putting myself in the consumer's shoes, you know? And so if I'm a prospective home buyer and I'm looking to buy a home or get pre-approved for a mortgage or whatever it is, where's the first place I'm going to go? Or what's something that I'm already doing or consuming that, you know, that I'm on already all the time. And it's social media, you know, and if somebody sees some of the content you're posting and maybe that can inspire them to make the decision to like, hey, maybe I should own real estate. Like that's to me what gets me going. And like personally, like I'm not going to pull up a Google and just like type in like realtor near me. I'm going to look at somebody I already know, like, and trust. And my hope is that anybody that's following along already
Yeah.
will share my stuff, and then it'll get in front of other people, and like it just kind of grows that organic trust level.
Yeah.
And it almost becomes not even sales any longer, right? It's already like, oh, I already know that guy. I feel like I know him, like there's so many people I follow on social media that I feel like we're best friends, even though I've never probably ever had a conversation with them. And that's kind of the way I want people to feel when they consume my stuff. And I would say the same about you is like, if I had never had a conversation with you in person, I would know the kind of person you are, the kind of real estate agent professional you are because of the way you carry yourself digitally.
Yeah, I mean, that's how a lot of people kind of get to know me, right? And I'll post stuff a little more personal just so they understand, like, hey,
and I talked last episode with Amina too, like, I would argue that personal stuff is just as business oriented as what the business content is. Yeah. Because people want to know who you are. They want to know that you love your kids, that you're a great father, that you're a great husband, like you talked about. And, while I don't have a wife or a kid or anything like that, but I've got my family, I've got my parents, I've got my nieces, my nephew, like they are my everything. And that's what makes me who I am. And I view my clients in that same light. So
100%. And I mean, people reach out on social media and like you said, they already kind of know you, right? Or at least it seems like the
that's
conversation.
What we want anyways,
Yeah, and the conversations are easy when you get on a call with them. It's like, hey, so like you're thinking about purchasing a home? Awesome. Like, let's meet in person. Let's talk.
And the tone is already there, right? Like they've already consumed your content, so they kind of know what to expect.
They know what
almost.
type of music you like. They know, what type of homes you sell maybe. They know kind of where you reside. So
and I've always said I want to be the approachable one, like I want somebody to be able to feel comfortable to reach out to me when they're looking to buy a house. That's what it comes down to, you know? And I don't ever want to be the guy, and I'm never going to say this in front of you because you have incredible style, but I can promise you if I showed up in that gear, everybody would be like, what in the hell are you wearing, Brady? It's not me, but it is you. It is you. And it's, and you carry it really well.
You got to be you, man. You got to be authentic to yourself.
That's why I've chosen, because like when I first started, I was in a call center for a while, but when I first started doing mortgages in the face-to-face space, I kind of thought I had to dress up and spiff up and like carry myself in this professional manner. And I think there's a way I can still do that, but be casual, because, and that's the way I've personally chosen to build my brand, because again, I want it to be and approachable.
Of course.
I don't ever want somebody to feel like that I'm some stuffy guy that sits behind a desk and like just to me is not, it's not approachable, and that's what I've always wanted. Anybody that sees me online or whatever, I want to be like, man, I'm thinking about buying a house. I can DM him and ask him some questions, and so that's the way that I've kind of created my brand almost.
You just got to be you, and you just got to be authentic to yourself.
That's 100%. The key right there, is you've got to be true to who you are. And if I were to try to show up in your style every day, it wouldn't work. But you kill it too. And it creates this professional persona of yourself, because you are so well dressed, and I think you enjoy doing it too. I think that you like looking good. It makes you feel better.
It's been in me since I was a kid. My mom kind of instilled that in me, and I just kept it going, right? I'll throw some sweats and stuff here and there, right? But that's
when you go to bed
home.
at 6, right?
When I'm at home, man. The early.
Anybody that isn't watching this, he confessed for the first time last week that he's a 6 p.m. to better kind of guy.
6:37, bro. And not sleeping, but
just relaxing.
If I'm not doing deals, we wind down a little early, and
I think that was funny.
Early.
You called me after the event, and you're like, "Hey, I want to make sure people know that, like, if I need to work for them later than that, I will."
Exactly. I don't want people being like, "I'm not working with that guy. He goes to bed too
by
early."
7 o'clock.
Right? No, that's not the case.
It is funny that you say that though, because I do feel like a lot of real estate happens in the evenings, because that's when people are off work. But I think if there's anything that you will make it clear to the people you represent is like, just because you do take the time to your family in the evenings doesn't mean you're not available. You're still there to work for them. But also if you do set the right expectations and have the right conversations at the other times, then frankly, it doesn't matter, because you can take care of everything during your 100%. Time, which allows you to unplug, and I'm always of the approach, and it's easier for me because I don't have a family at home. Right. But I always tell my clients, if my eyes are open, I'm working for you.
100%.
Which is still true. But on the flip side, I also think if the relationship is already there, if somebody reaches out in the evening and you say, hey, I'm taking my son to the park. Like, they're going to be cool with that.
Like, 100%. And like I said, mind you, like I'm typically in bed around 6:37, right? But I'm not asleep till like 9 o'clock. So calls
when it doesn't
come
mean
in,
your
whatever.
laptop's not sitting on your lap.
Exactly.
And you're
still
looking
like
up,
I'm chilling, but I'm working, right? Like, and of course, if clients need something, 100% I'm in, right? But I'm able to do the level of volume that I'm able to do still, even setting my parameters.
The other piece of this that we're leaving out is that you're a
I'm a
4 a.m.er?
Yeah, 4 a.m. riser. So
4 a.m.
So we're
I can promise you that I'm not up at 4 a.m. So there's a lot of things you're getting done far before I'm
Everyone's
ever out of
schedules
bed.
are different, and just do what works for you.
Yep.
Is kind of what I figured
And as long
out.
as you don't see that lapse in what you're providing for your client, whatever makes you comfortable is what it's all about.
Exactly.
So that's awesome. Well, I'd love to kind of dive into just some positive stuff, or like some things that some home buyers could learn if they're tuning into this. So if there's anything I've learned over the years is like sharing real life examples of things you've helped clients navigate or things that your clients have seen come up is like the best way to learn.
Yeah.
And there's always things, right, that are changing. So
all the time.
Just touch on one or two things, I guess, that like you've seen recently with any clients you've helped. Like what's something that somebody listening to this that is considering real estate could take home today?
Yeah. Are you thinking about maybe something? I mean, I've had something that happened recently with like an inspection.
Would love to talk about that.
Cool? Yeah. So a lot of rain here in the last couple of days, right? So I want to say about 2 days ago, we had an inspection with a client, and we got there. I think the seller disclosure said maybe a light trickle, right?
Okay.
Light trickle in the basement. Well, we get down there. Mind you, it was raining a lot, right? So storm. So we get down to the basement, and it's no light trickle. It's a heavy, heavy, heavy trickle, right? And and water in the basement and everything. And I could just see first-time home buyer, the look on his eyes. They were like, "Oh my goodness! Like, what are we even getting ourselves into?
I don't want this place anymore." Like all those things probably go through your mind.
Like stressed out. Like I don't want this place. Like dang. Like I really love this place. Like I thought it was going to be in good shape. So that kind of hit me, right? I was like, dang. Like, hey, chill out, relax. Like obviously
Step back.
I set expectations. I prepare properly, right, with my clients. We lay out the process so they understand and know what to expect, right? So obviously reeled them back in a little bit. I said, hey, you know what? Let's wait for this all to happen. We'll review the report, and then we reviewed it the next day. And I said, hey, you know what? There's a handful of things here. We obviously know what the major things are, right? There was like 3 big things, right? And I said, let's stick to these things, and let's see what happens, right? And he's like, you really think? And I'm like, I think we can make something happen. Like, let's breathe, let's relax. Good relationship with the with the listing agent. Obviously, I'm the buyer's agent, and we presented our case. And you know what? It was received pretty well, you know. And I think things are possibly moving in the right direction.
Don't jinx anything.
Yeah, I know, man. And when I called him and I told him, and he's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Hey, we still got to kind of work through some things, but I think it's headed in the right direction, you know." So I'm hoping that when this podcast airs, that we're at the closing table.
Hopefully you're already closed, right?
We're already closed.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just about setting proper expectations with your clients and making sure that you stay calm for them, right? Because it's their first time, man. They don't know what to expect.
No doubt.
So that's why they hire me, the professional, right? To make sure that I'm there every step of the way.
Yeah.
This is reps. These are reps, right? Like I've done this before, so I understand what to expect.
In a perfect world, you can negotiate something to figure it out, right? And I think that if there's anything I've learned over the years is like, there may not always be a solution.
Yeah.
But the professional is going to be able to help navigate that.
Correct.
Walk through it. We're going to try to find a solution first rather than just jumping into like, nope, I want to cancel this whole thing right away. It's taking a step back, evaluating the issue at hand. And this can frankly go beyond just inspection items, which is the example we have here. But anytime there's a hurdle, it's evaluating what are we dealing with and what are the possibilities to navigate it, and working as a team between you, the client, the lender, whoever is involved, and just figuring out what steps can we take to like get through this, and is it possible to,
and that's
to,
why
to
you
remedy it.
That's why you have to hire an experienced lender, right? And an experienced agent, is because there's just so many darn things that can pop up during the process, listing or buying process, right?
Without a doubt.
That's why you got to hire these experienced people, because they've been there, they've done it, they've been through the reps. We learn something new every day, but at least we know how to handle certain little things.
And there's always going
right?
to be new stuff,
100%.
like you talked about.
Every single day there's new things popping up. And
No
we're
doubt.
just learning.
Yep, 100%. Before we kind of wrap up, I'd love to have you just touch on like, what are you seeing out there right now in today's market? Like, is there opportunity still to own real estate in today's world? And if so, what are some niches or any tips you would give to somebody who's like kind of thinking in the back of their head, like, maybe I should buy a house?
Yeah.
What's that look like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm a little biased, right? I always think it's a good time to buy a house, right? Because I have not stopped buying since about 14 years ago. I buy multiple homes every year, right? So I think there's opportunities, right? Whether that be closing costs, whether that be a little bit off the price of the home, depending on what you need, what you want, right? your price point. There's opportunities, whether it be a higher price point, lower price point. There's a good amount of houses out there for everybody right now. A good amount of inventory. You know,
you're seeing inventory opening up a little bit.
We're seeing inventory opening up a little bit.
Maybe
We're
shifting
seeing
more towards a buyer's market a little bit.
I would say so. Sellers are willing to negotiate a little bit more. Obviously, there's those perfect homes
Certain
that they're
price
still
points.
yeah,
They're
that they're
going
still
quick.
multiple when the home is pristine and it's the perfect price, right? Like, but then you see the other ones that have been hanging out there, right? So if you have an inkling, I would say, of even thinking about buying a home, right? Have the conversation with your lender. Have the conversation with a real estate agent, right? Just have the conversation. That's the thing. A lot of buyers are scared to even talk to us. I feel like they feel intimidated. It's like, no, we just want to help you. Just take the first step. Have the convo, right? Have the convo, and then we can explain.
And even
the
if it's not now, you know, like having that conversation can open the door or close it.
Yeah,
it could close the door too, and be like, hey, no, this is, especially like from a financing guy, obviously, like it's been more expensive to buy a house over the last few years, and 100%. I think that's undeniable. Yeah. And I think that that's skewed a lot of people's perspective of it, right? And be like, just because interest rates are higher or prices are up, maybe I shouldn't own real estate. Yeah. I would argue that that's still not the truth, as long as we look at what is your goal, whether it's short-term or long-term.
Full picture.
You have to look at the whole thing and realize, like, okay, while the interest rate may be a little bit higher than what it was a few years ago, A, are you still comfortable with the payment? And B, how long do you plan to own the home? Yep. And if this is a 30-year investment, real estate has been a proven fact. It's in the pudding. Like, it makes sense to own real estate. Yeah. From a cash flow, whether it's cash flow on an investment or just simply a primary residence, like, it makes sense to own as long as you dial in your comfort level. You know, and I think that's where we keep that basis, is like, you've got to know what you want to accomplish. And if you have no idea what you're doing, that's what we're here to help you navigate.
Exactly.
You know? So that's good.
Couldn't agree more.
No, this has been awesome. I think that, you know, I say it all the time with all my guests and stuff, but we could sit here for hours.
Oh, I know.
Especially being friends. Like, we could sit here and shoot the shit a little bit. But
no, for sure.
I'd love to give you an opportunity as we wrap things up to just, is there anything else that you would love for people to know? Yeah. But then also, if you're content with everything we've talked about, I guess, just give you an opportunity to share, how do people get a hold of you? Yeah. What services do you provide? Yeah. Just kind of give them your spiel, I guess.
I mean, last thing I would say is, like I said, don't be scared to reach out to your local agent, to your local lender. It's just a conversation. Yeah. We're not pressure salespeople, right? We're here to help you. Yeah. We're here to provide value. That's what's most important in my business. I know that's top of the list in your business as well.
No doubt about it.
And that's just how we operate. You know, we want to build relationships. We want to provide knowledge. We want to provide value. We have connections. We're more than real estate agents. We're therapists. We're friends of the community. Yeah. We have resources that we can always provide. Yeah. And don't be scared to reach out to us. You know, that's what we're here for. We're here to, you know, help you reach your goals. So
I love it.
That's number one. And man.
Yeah. Well, listen, if anybody that's listening to this would love to have a conversation with David, I'm going to link all of his information down below. I would say social media is probably the best way to find him, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, I don't know if you have YouTube, whatever you've got. Yeah. I'll be sure to link everything down below. Otherwise, just shoot him an email, give him a call. He's one of the most down-to-earth people that are the most well-connected in the entire market, and I think he'd be a great resource for anybody watching this. So
thanks for having me on.
Appreciate it, dude. Like I said, we could sit here and talk all day long, I know. But the reality is, we'll just have to have you come back.
Exactly.
And we'll do some more episodes.
We got some more things that we have to talk about.
We got some more stuff for sure. So be sure to be tuned in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Right. Thanks, guys.